everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Mikayla and this is going to be my first video. I'm interested in giving you meal ideas and sharing recipes. I figured the first one we can do is 5 ways to use up bananas, so let's go ahead and get started. Today I'm showing you a 3-ingredient pancake that I make, and this is for a serving size of 2 people. So I have 2 eggs, 2 bananas, and a cup of oatmeal. One more ingredient you can choose to add is chocolate chips. So now I'm going to start adding the ingredients. Now I put the bananas on top because once I flip this over for my blender, now they're on the bottom, you'll be able to work through the bananas, the eggs, and then the oatmeal, and that liquid base that's created from the bananas and eggs will help it go through this oatmeal better. Okay, I'm starting to see some bubbles, and that is a good indication it's time to check it for flipping. Now what I'm going to do is just tease around the edges, kind of lift up a little bit, see if it feels done. And I'm going to go all the way around like this. If I were to go under one side right now and try to flip it, it would break in half. So I'm just going to loosen up all those edges first, and then I'll have a more successful flip. Okay, it's been about a minute or two. I'm gonna go ahead and check the other side. All right, perfect. So I have some dark chocolate, a banana, and peanut butter out today, and I'm gonna show you how to make a nice little frozen snack. First step is that we're going to cut up the banana. Now, to melt the chocolate, a lot of people suggest that you add some kind of shortening, and that helps with the consistency of the melted chocolate. I have put in about maybe a teaspoon or so of coconut oil. I just went ahead and eyeballed that. Now I'm going to pour in some chocolate chips. And we'll start microwaving it. You want to do it for 30-second or less intervals and stir it in between each. If you do it for, like, say, a minute, you might burn all the chips at the bottom while the ones at the top still are working on melting. So just make sure you break it up. Okay, so I did the first 30 seconds of melting the chocolate, and then I remembered that I should probably do the peanut butter first because I'm gonna want that chocolate still a bit warm when I go to drizzle it. So we're just gonna spread some peanut butter on the bananas. It's definitely gonna be a little bit messy, but that's okay. I finished melting the chocolate. Now we're going to drizzle it. Here are the frozen banana bites. Before I put them in this container, I did have them in the fridge for 20 minutes. That was so that this chocolate would harden up and not get stuck between the layers here. Just got some wax paper between. Probably take an hour or so in the freezer to get them to this point. I've just had them in there overnight, and these are such a good go-to snack for when you have a sweet tooth craving. If you have a couple of bananas like this and you don't want to do something with them right away, What you could do is chop them up and put them in a freezer safe bag, and I will show you what I do with them once they're frozen. Alright, so here is the 2 frozen bananas, half a cup of almond milk, 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, and 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. Alright, so it's looking a little thick. I'm going to go ahead and get about a 1/4 cup of almond milk and add that in, see how that works for it. So now we're up to 3/4 of a cup of almond milk. Okay, so the 3/4 cup of almond milk, it's still pretty thick. If you like your shakes really thick, maybe you're going to drink with a straw, you could stop here. I'm going to thin it out a little bit. I've added in about another 1/3 of almond milk, and we're going to give that a blend. We'll give this a pour. Alright, that's much better. So depending on the size of your bananas and how thick you really want it, oftentimes what I'll end up doing really is adding a little bit more milk as I go along. I just kind of anticipate that. I'll leave the milk out until I've finished it off. So with this banana, I'm going to heat up some fluff to drizzle with this chocolate syrup. So as you can see, I've taken some fluff and I'm going to pop it in the microwave to heat this up. To cut down on dishes, I'm actually going to use the same spoon to cut my banana into some pieces. Okay, I had the fluff in the microwave for about 15 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and spread that on. Now we'll drizzle some chocolate. Okay, so if you need a really quick idea to use up a banana and you have a little bit of sweet tooth, here you go. You could also add some chopped nuts to this. You could do a peanut butter drizzle, maybe have it with some strawberries. Definitely a lot of ways to tweak this to your personal preference. The last recipe for today's video is banana oatmeal cookies. You're going to need half a cup of oatmeal, 2 large bananas, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and then here's an optional add-in, and this is half a cup of chocolate chunks. Preheat your oven at 350 degrees. I've gone ahead and removed the peels from the banana. I'm going to start off by kind of mushing them with my hands as I break them apart. So I'm just mushing it between my thumb and my other fingers as I'm breaking off pieces. This is just to give it a little bit of a head start prior to mixing with the other ingredients. Now I'm going to go ahead and just kind of press into the bananas into the side of the bowl with the spatula to continue breaking them up a little bit more. So I was able to get 7 cookies out of these. You guys can definitely get different results depending on how big you choose to make your cookies or how big your bananas are. If you are looking for more, you can definitely just double or triple the recipe to make more cookies. We're gonna go ahead and pop these in the oven now. I'm gonna put them in for 10 minutes and then we'll check on them. Okay, I did end up pulling them out at the 10-minute mark. What I look for is that the top looks mostly dry. There might be some glossy looking areas with the banana chunks, that's okay. So if you have a couple bananas that you need to use up and you have the oatmeal and cocoa powder in the cupboard, this is such a quick way to get a nice cookie out of them. Hi guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments down below if you plan to try any of the recipes that I have shown you today. Also, I plan to post a lot more food videos, so if you are looking for new recipe ideas, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of them. Until my next video, stay tuned.